Okay. The 1st of June, let me sail through this as quickly as possible. Andrei Voznesensky's death in 2010 at age 77. British poet John Masefield, born in 1878. Mikhail Glinka in Russia, 1804. Sir John Suckling, yes, British poet, died of being poisoned. This was at age 33 in 1642. On the 2nd, the Marquis de Sade, born in 1740. Thomas Hardy, 100 years later in 1840. Sir Edward Elgar, 1857. And Hudson Valley poet Hagen Smith, born in 1964. The 3rd, we have Georges Bizet's death, 1875. American poet Robert Hillier, 1895. Allen Ginsberg, born in 1926. And he was here tonight, but he left. Father Bob Phelps, his birthday, born in 1940, so he's 78. The 4th, we give you Harry Crosby, not Bing Crosby, but Harry Crosby, the poet. 1898 in Boston's Back Bay, nephew of J.P. Morgan. Boy, did he run from that. So Hudson Valley poet friend Alessandro's birthday on the 5th. We hear from Federico Garcia Lorca, his birthday in 1898. Stephen Crane, that Stephen Crane, poet and novelist and journalist, died at age 29 in 1900. American poet David Wagner, 1926. Karl Maria von Weber's death, he died young too, 1826. I'm almost done. Born on a Magic Mountain, Thomas Mann, 1875. On the 6th, we have Maxine Kuhlman, 1925. I saw her read once. Tom Scott, a Scottish poet, born where else? In 1918 in Scotland. Gwendolyn Brooks, born in 1917 on the 7th. Louise Erdrich, born in 1954. Nikki Giovanni, 1943. Paul Gauguin, 1848. Dorothy Parker's death in 1967. E.M. Forster's death in 1970. And Henry Miller's death in 1980. All on the 7th. On the 8th, which is today, Tommaso Albinoni, you all listen to him, right? 1671, actually one of the best of the Italian Baroque. Yeah. Robert Schumann, now that's you speaking my language, 1810, Schumann's birthday. And the British novelist Charles Reade, born in 1814. For all you Geminis out there, you know who you are. There you go. Yeah. Wow, I love his string quartets, but that's just me. Harry Crosby. This is from 1928. Sun Rhapsody. The sun. The sun. A fish in the aquarium of sky, or golden net to snare the butterfly of soul, or else the hole through which the stars have disappeared. It is a forest without trees. It is a lion in a cage of breeze. It is the roundness of her knees, great Hercules, and all the seas and our soliloquies, winter cold anchorite, summer hot sybarite. Today, a lady wrapped in clouds. Tomorrow, hunted by the hungry clouds. It is a monster that our thoughts have speared. The queen we chanticleered. A mother's womb, a child's balloon, red burning tomb. Harry Crosby. And if you're curious, yes, that was written under the influence of much opium, which is what he liked to do. Water Lilies. Here's another one from the same year, 1928, by Harry Crosby. Unwedded from the world, I stray through trees to where a pool lies mirrored in the sun. A disk of polished gold that I have won with labors not unknown to Hercules. Slender they bathe, all naked as a breeze, their nipples hollow and their hair undone, while from their widespread thighs cool ripples run to rock the water lilies round their knees. Nymphs of the fountains, naiads innocent, frail sunbeams who have passed between my arms, so beautiful in your imprisonment, fill now my soul with symbols of delight, soft voices and soft fingers and soft charms and the perfume of the lotus in the night. Harry Crosby. And he was one of our many forgotten American poets. I recommend that you read his work. He's rather unusual. Here's one by Andrzej Wozniacki, and the translator is the American poet William J. Smith. This is At Ford's Theater. With an actress here this afternoon, I've come to test the microphone. An empty stage, a simple light, where Abraham Lincoln was shot one night. What spirits are there lurking here? What echo somehow pierces through? It's not the fault of the engineer, it's the ghost of Lincoln, I am sure. In Russian, Lincoln speaks to me, or it's his ghost that so speaks out. Mr. Bell Tower he might be, with that deep voice and that great height. I'm the first Russian to appear upon this famous haunted stage, for Lincoln and Whitman to recite my poems in a quavering voice. Art is a church that's built on blood. In blood alone has its verity. Let's leave these flowers, for in truth they belong to Lincoln, not to me. Wozniacki. Thanks you. Oh, just a few short ones of mine. This is about a bridge over a creek in southern Orange County where I stop on my many mountain bike rides, and I literally work on poems. I call it the Writer's Bridge. It's literally just a bridge. There's nothing spectacular about it. The Writer's Bridge. April's ominous winds shake the metal signpost announcing the rural bridge. Red-winged blackbirds compete with killdeer as the leaves of my notebook are raked like maple scraps. Gusts are manic, cold and warm. Newly betrothed mallards escape frigid meanders of the awakened creek. Verses are scribed in 3 seasons. Winter is desolate, housebound muse, bicycles hidden in houses and barns. Summer stormed pastures, invaded the city and then the town. Summer's hectic heat replaced cool and patient spring. Early breath of tulips determined what birds would sing. 2. Winds color skies with new cloud palettes. Rain approaches. Field thunder chases fur and feather. Dark clarion of late spring storm, to wound acres of verdant meadows, seedling sacristies. Unlike cloud overtures above heat islands, these tempests north of the city speak a different tongue, share diffuse damps, lasting days, rewriting farm plays, revision of storm tales, ink of an evening sky, quills falling from willow limbs. Landscape is a parchment of poetry. The bridge is a dove perch podium, a summer chapel where songs are drafted and sunrise praised. Just one more, and this is for the summer also. The Green Medusa. The dark, dead trees on the summer roadside, draped with long locks of vines, are the green medusas. Be wary of dowagers and debutantes disguised as barely visible old road signs. They'll turn a wayfarer into a stone on an eccentric, humid afternoon. They'll take the road out from under your feet. They'll turn you into your own tombstone, your funereal defeat. Old farmers will warn you, but not those at farmers' markets, for what would distracted patrons know? Surrendering scrip for grazing shopkeepers, wasting time as colder days approach. Gray farmhouses, abandoned, darkened, mossened, are their lairs, secret abodes wherein dozens of green medusas hold court. Seek no shelter during the height or rumor of storm. Ruddy old farmers will warn you. But who would believe that trees and road signs wander, diverting heat-seared highways, channeling water from swollen creeks, dropping lichen mummified limbs across lanes, and sneering at commuters through lashing summer rain? The dead, dank trees along baking summer roadsides dupe hapless humankind. Reports of disappearances are neither chance abductions nor lurking serial killers. The growl of July suggests shelter in the cool grove of trees. Stay to your path. No eyes, no heroes beyond gorgons and the dust of mythologies. The green Medusa watches and waits. Waits in febrile heat, channels cauldrons of grotesque humidity, then waves low clouds away, exposing road workers to the iron clutches of a summer kiln. Solar fury of her vengeance for the mass murder of barberries, ferns, sumac, and scrub oak. Cars become caskets. The folly of hikers is rarely told. You are impressed with the humid, old white oak. In fungus and rugs of moss, you wander the forest, aimless and costing light, then settle on the brink of an unused, overgrown road, the terror of rust-brown agrarian barbed wire kept low by husky vines and spotted leaves, crumpled memoirs of a Gothic winter. Rotting shacks and an empty farmhouse, sentient, isolated in cool, abandoned countryside. Wisp of a leaf wanders past you, brushing your leg, a long, thin hand on your shoulder as night settles over you like a shroud. A few leaden steps, tiny green lights in the decaying estate near a swamp. Storm calls from the north. The air is moist and colder. It must have a fireplace, but the rustle of branches and leaves, sibilance of twigs, and from within, as you step across the primordial threshold with no daylight remaining, a young woman's whisper.